Good afternoon, everyone. Wanted to give just a quick update on the Terrion Arnold case because a lot of information is going around. He just had his first appearance today, just a few moments ago, where the judge ruled that he's going to be held without bail pending a pretrial detention hearing. So, what does that mean? In certain offenses, such as armed robbery and kidnapping, there is no entitlement to bond under the new statute that deals with these offenses, especially ones involving firearms. So what happens now in criminal cases in Florida is if they are held without bond, they are set with for a pretrial detention hearing, usually within 5 days. So it's tentatively set for Monday, June 29th. Is it going to happen that day? It depends. Both sides also have the option of continuing it once for an extra 5 day period. The defense has one opportunity and the state has one opportunity as well. So it's possible it could be go to a pretrial detention on Monday. During that occasion, the state has to introduce evidence that the individual, it is a high likelihood that Mr. Arnold actually committed these offenses. The evidence is strong, and there are no conditions that they can put on the defendant to ensure the safety of the community or and at large. So that's the important part. The defense is going to argue strongly that the individual, Mr. Arnold, is going to be in Detroit for training camp. He's going to be practicing. He will be far away from the victims. He will be in constant contact with his attorneys, and any kind of opportunity, if need be, he will just be confined to his residence. The problem is with that is he's a potential flight risk. He doesn't have strong ties. He's not playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing for the Detroit Lions. That said, his roots coming up are from the area. So I expect the defense attorney to play that up. So when you think about what that judge is actually going to do, they're going to evaluate the evidence and see if there are conditions that can be put in place. One of which would be a high monetary bond designed to ensure the defendant's appearance in court. The reason you do that is he has access to a substantial sum of money and he could potentially flee the country. So if he were to be released, I would expect the judge to force him to surrender his passport, as well as confine him to either Detroit, the Detroit area, as well as Florida. He would have to get permission to travel. But the judge is going to look at this as any other case. His attorneys are going to try to push strongly to be able to have him released on bond so he can continue to play, as opposed to him being in jail pending trial. That is the most likely scenario. The burden is on the state to be able to prove that he's a danger to the community and no conditions can be put into place. So I think that's what the state is going to be arguing. These are very serious. They carry mandatory prison sentence because under Florida's 1020 life statute, anybody who carries a firearm during the commission of an enumerated felony, such as armed robbery or kidnapping, that is something that triggers that 1020 life statute. So for this offense, if convicted, Mr. Arnold faces a 10-year minimum mandatory prison sentence and up to life in prison. It's possible that life is the exposure, but I don't know if he would be looking at potential life given that he doesn't have criminal history. It does not appear to be it doesn't sound like a gun was discharged, which would change it. Because if that were to happen, then if a bullet were discharged, that's a 20-year minimum mandatory. So 10-20 life, 10 years if they possessed a firearm during the commission, 20 years if it's discharged, 25 to life if somebody was seriously injured, in life if somebody was killed, which I don't believe the last two offenses apply, seeing as I wasn't seeing any kind of attempted murder charge or anything. So it's most likely the 10-year minimum mandatory would apply in this situation. I definitely think it's not a cut and dry case. It relies on hearsay, relies on co-defendant cooperation and cooperation as well. So we'll see what actually happens with the case, because reviewing it is very serious, but it's all about what independent corroboration do they have. Do they have text messages that show Mr. Arnold actually redirecting this offense? Or is he just more of like a kind of a bystander, didn't really know what was going on, and these co-defendants kind of acted on their own fruition? All of that's going to matter for the case. So that's kind of where it is from here. he's going to be held. He's not going to be able to get out of jail until Monday, and that's if the hearing is held. It could be continued up to twice for 10 days, but it's possible that if he's not released before then by the Lions, his attorney is going to want to give as much clarity as quickly as possible to be able to see, because if he's able to be released on bond, he may be able to play, considering he hasn't been tried or convicted of anything. Remember, these are just allegations, and the defendant is innocent until proven guilty. For that, Attorney Matthew Timpanik, thank you very much for your time.